अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थेषुभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्म हृदय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। स्वस्ति अस्तु विश्वस्य खलः प्रसीदतां ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शिवं मिथो धिया। मनश्च भद्रं भजता दधोक्षजे आवेश्यतां नो मतिरप्यहैतुकी। Reading from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 6, verse 39 and 40. So we read about liberation of Putana by Sri Krishna, and then in the last 4 verses, Sukadeva Goswami explained the great grace of Sri Krishna on Putana by contrasting their nature, their character, how Putana was a killer of children, Rakshasi, sucked blood and came to kill Krishna by feeding poisonous breast, and yet she was given the position of Janani Gatim. So Yatu Dhanya Pisa Swargam Avap Janani Gatim. So she did not have any favorable seva But she did two things, that she imitated the dress of the gopis who are very dear to Krishna, and she also imitated the bhav of mother, trying to feed the milk. So for this, Krishna gave the position of maid to her, and then Vishnu Chakravarti commented that this was not exactly in Gokula, but in the place where there is more Aishwarya, Aishwarya Uttara, not Prem Seva Uttara. So this is what we read. So now he continues saying that Payamsi asam apipad pibat putra sneha smritanyalam Bhagavan Devaki putra kaivalyadi akhila pradaha Tasam aviratam Krishne kurvati nam sutekshanam ne punah kalpate rajan samsaro jnana sambhavaha. So he says that the mother Yashoda, Payamsi Yasam Apibat, he drank the milk. It's in plural, so means also the others included in this. Putra Sneha Sunata Niyalam, that the milk which was given with great affection, so which came out from their breast, Snuta, out of Putra Sneha, with the feeling of having Krishna as their child or son. So Bhagavan Devaki Putra Kaivalyadi Akhila Prada, then Krishna, son of Devaki, who gives everything including Kaivalya, means liberation. Tasam aviratam Krishna kurvati nam sutekshanam, and they had the continuous feeling or bhav of towards Krishna as their child. Sutekshanam means they considered, they looked at him as their son. So na punah kalpate rajan samsaro agyan sambhava, then certainly it is not possible that they will take birth here in the samsara, which is because of Agyan. You take birth in this material world because of ignorance. So that is not possible for them. Why? Because he liberated even Putana. So Nanu Kimu.
Question, Bhavaji.
Yes.
There are two questions. So is this the main reason, because of the lack of putra sneha for the putana, she did not get the janani gati, and therefore it translated she became bhatri?
Yes.
Another question is, we're discussing about the salokya. Is there any gradation given between these four liberation, salokya, sashti, samipya and sarupya? Is there any gradation among them?
Yes.
So Salokya is the lowest one, looks like it?
Yes. Because everybody has that. Anyone who has liberation, the four types, not considering this
Ekatva.
oneness, Sayujya. So they all have Salokya, because where else they will be otherwise? They are on the same planet. But then Samipya is the highest, because they are with him. Then Sarupya, then Sarshti, and Salokya. So Samipya is superior because they are in proximity to him, which means that they have affection and they are dealing with each other. Sarupya also, because Sarupya also signifies their friendship with them. So nanu kimu gavo anumatra iti kamutyena matrinamapi vaikuntha praptireva yadi abhiprayate tarhi vair bhav vatsalya bhavyos tullatva apatti sacha bhagavati avivechakatva lakshanam doshameva samarpayat. So now he says that earlier you said when he was comparing with Putana that Yatudhani api sa swargam avapa janani gati, that Yatudhani, that Rakshasi Putana, she attained this Janani Gati, the place of mother. So kimu gavo anumatra, then what to speak of cows and mothers? So they will certainly have that. So he says, are you trying to compare or put them in the same class? Means she attained Vaikuntha. We saw that. So that means they also attained, means that Putana attained Vaikuntha, what to speak of the mothers? Means they will attain it. So he says that, is this what you mean by this? So nanu kimu gavo anumatra iti kamutyena matrinamapi vaikuntha praptireva yad abhiprayate. That by this kamutya, fortiori argument, are you saying that mothers also attained Vaikuntha? Is this what you mean? So if you say yes, so I say then what is the difference between Vair Bhav and Vatsalya Bhav? Putana had Vair Bhav, or feeling of enmity, and mothers have Vatsalya Bhav, they have affection like a child. So they are equating both of them, then there is no distinction between these two. But that is not logical, doesn't make sense, it does not seeming proper. And moreover, it means that Krishna does not have any viveka. He is unable to discriminate, like fire. Whether you go to fire in an angry mood or in a loving mood, it will burn you. Right? So Vastu Shakti does not have any apeksha on your bhav. It has its power, it will act. So then he becomes like that. So therefore says Bhagavati avivechakatva lakshanam dosham eva samarpayat. So then this will bring this defect of not discriminating. Although he himself says samoham sarvabhutesu, that I am equal to all. But that's not applicable here. So for that he speaks this verse. So yadicha yatu dhanyapi sa vaikuntham avapa kimatun anurakta param vatsala matra. So if yatu dhani Putana, she attained Vaikuntha, then what can be said about the mothers? They will also attain it definitely, because they are param vatsala, they had supreme affection towards Krishna as their child. Kintu tas tatopi uttamam phalam labhante smay iti abhiprayate tarhi tadeva abhivyanjatam. So he says that the kamutya, because kamutya can mean two ways. That if she attained Vaikuntha, then certainly their mothers will also. What can be said about mothers attaining it? This is one way of applying kamutya. Other way of applying kamutya is that if she attained Vaikuntha, what can be said about mothers, what they will attain? They will definitely attain something better than that. So that is another way of applying the kamutya. So that's what he says here. That so kintu tas tatopi uttamam phalam labhante smriti abhiprayat. So they will attain something superior to Putana. So he says then, please speak that only, what is that they attained. So kim taditi apekshayamaha. So what is that fruit? Tarhi tadev kim tat. What is the fruit which they will attain? So then he answers that. Payamsi. Anyabhya kaivalyadi akhil phala pradoapi yasam payamsi alam atishayena durlabh buddhya apibat stanyamritam pitameva te muda iti brahmoktes. So he drank milk from their breast, and alam atishayena means he did not drink it just in passing. Like sometimes you are not hungry and then somebody gives you some prasad or something, so you take it, out of respect. So you are not really very keen to have it. But chalo bhai. So he is giving or she is giving, so let's not make them unhappy. So like that. So they are feeding the breast to him. So he says, all right, I will take. So he says not like that. He did not drink their milk like that, but as if this is something very rare and precious. He was hungry for it. That's why he became angry when Yashoda left him to save the milk. If this was just like that, he will be, yes, okay, chalo, chutti hui. That's good that she left me. I don't have to drink this. No, he was actually relishing it. It's like your best food and you are hungry. Simultaneously, you are very hungry and you get your choice food. So how much you relish that? So that's how he was. That's why he got upset. You are very hungry and you are given your best food, and suddenly somebody comes and throws away the plate. How angry? How angry you will become. Because you are fully absorbed in it. So that's how Krishna was. He was drinking the milk from Yashoda's breast and he was fully absorbed. He's not bothered about anything else. That there is creation and there are devas and there is Brahma and they are praying, nothing. This is my life. This is my mom. And she is giving me this Amrita. This is what Brahma is saying. That Stanya Amritam Pitam Etave Ativa Te Muda. That this Stanya, this milk, which comes from the stan, from the breast of Yashoda, is not milk. It is Amrita. Because you can get milk elsewhere also, but this is incomparable, because this is complete love of Yashoda flowing through the breast in the form of milk. It looks like milk, but it is her love which has taken the form of milk. Because in spiritual world, Priti is not just a bhava. It is not just a guna, it's also dravya from Nyaya point of view. Dravya, gun, kriya, jati, samanya, vishesh, samvaya, bhava, sapta padartha. So generally when we think of emotions, love, anger, hate, affection, then we only think of some qualities which manifest. But the Priti is not just like that. Priti is emotion, it is also a dravya, it is also a substance. That's why when you say Radharani is Mahabhav Swarupa, she is made of Mahabhav. That's why it gives so much pleasure to Krishna. She gives every part of her body, because these parts are not just parts like that. They are made from Mahabhav. It's difficult to imagine it like that. But stretch your imagination that the love actually takes shape. So therefore Yashoda's love is flowing through the breast as milk. It looks like milk, but it is Preeti which is coming out. So that's why Brahma says, Stanyamritam Pitam Ativate Muda. That you drank the Amrita in the form of milk with great happiness. Muda. Mudhars Pramod. So these are all words used for Ananda, Anandatu. So with bliss, because Preeti is Ananda personified. So that's why he was so much absorbed, like you go into Samadhi and he's drinking the breast. That is the meaning of the word alam here. That putra sneha snutani alam. So sneha snuta. Snuta means flowing. And sneha. It is the sneha which is coming out. So that is the meaning of sneha snuta. Sneha, you can also say that it is coming out of sneha, but actually it is sneha itself which is flowing out. And therefore alam pibat. Alam pibat, he says that with great satisfaction, without any distraction, without any feeling or thought of anything else. So that's what he says, that durlabha. So yasam payamsi alam atishayena durlabh buddhya. Thinking that this is such a rare thing. Because who else will give this kind of love to him? Although so many people have love for him, but the love which Yashoda has is distinct. It is very special. So this is not available elsewhere. So therefore Ati Durlabh. He is also looking for this. Iti brahmoktesya tena tabhya kimartham vanchitam dashyati pratyut taeva asmai vanchitam dadati. So now Vishwanath Chakravarti says that what is that he can give them? They are giving to him what he wants. What can Krishna give? This is what Brahma was saying. That phalam tadaparam vishwaphalam tadaparam kutrape yanmayati. That I don't know anything better than you. So what are you going to give? Yesham ghosi nivasinam kim bhavan devaratetina. So what will he give? So he says what he can give to them, they are giving to him what he wants. Generally we think of him as the giver. Right? So he is the Vadanya, he is the giver. He says, but now the equation is different. So therefore he says, Tabhya kimartham vanchitam dashyati. What desirable thing can Krishna give to them? Means nothing. There is nothing he can give them. That's why he is only the taker. Baby, what baby can give? When baby is small, he only takes seva from the mother, from the parents, from others. What is that he can give? There's nothing he can give. When he gives, he is big in size. Now he is only there to take. So that means their love of Yashoda is so great that the biggest person becomes small in front of her. So that's, he says, yes, I want. He demands it. So that is the power of the priti. Vashikurvanti mam bhaktya. Satastri satpatim yatha. This is the meaning of Vashikurvanti. That he actually becomes their plaything, like a doll in their hands. Like you play with the baby, throw up, right? So that's what they are doing. So that says that what is they can give to him. Pratyuttaeva asmai vanchitam dadati. Rather, they are giving him what he wants. What he wants milk, which is their love, and they are giving. Iti swavanchita puranaya ayogyata lakshanam phalam gogopabhya krishno dadau iti artham ayata. So it is swavanchita purana yogyata lakshanam phalam gopebhya krishno dadau iti arthayati. So swavanchita purnaya. So what he did that, what did he give them? That what he wants, he gave them that yogata so that they can give to him. That's what he gave them. So swavanchita purana yogata lakshanam phalam gopibhya krishno dadau iti arthayat. So the meaning is that he gave them the ability so that they can fulfill his desire. So this is difficult to understand who is giving to whom. So he gives them the yogata, this qualification or this capability, and then he takes and they give. Tatascha vakunthasthite golokasthitercha sakashat tadrupa eva sthitis tasam sarvotkrishta iti siddhanto avgata. So therefore, this siddhanta, the conclusion is that the situation in Goloka, to be in Goloka, is superior, sarvotkrishta. So just as Goloka is superior to Vaikuntha, so in the same way, the position of the cows and gopis in Goloka is superior to people in Vaikuntha. Tasam sarvotkrishta siddhanta. So their position is superior, supreme to anyone. Devakya putropi tasam payamsi alam apibat natu tasya iti tatopi tasam utkarsha. So why suddenly here he says Devaki putra? Bhagavan Devaki putra. Why he brought Devaki here? So he brought Devaki here so that Parikshit Maharaj will feel happy. Because he is Kshatriya related to Devaki. But the meaning is that although he is Devaki putra, but he is drinking the milk of Yashoda and the gopis. Means although he is Devaki putra, but he is not drinking Devaki's milk. That is the significance. He is drinking milk of the gopis. And although he is Bhagavan, Bhagavan means Sadasvarya Purna. Asvarasya Samagrasya, Viryasya Asya Shriya. So all these 6 opulences he has, but he is drinking milk. So that is the meaning that Bhagavan. And although he is Akhil Prada, he can give anything. Kavalyadi Akhil Prada, up to moksha. Dharmartha, Kam, Moksha, everything he can give. But here he is drinking. So that's why Brahma prayed, Katmo Angri Rajobhishekam. Gokulepi Katmo Angri Rajobhishekam. That I can also take birth here, become some creeper so that I will get dust from their feet, because I can only feel fortunate if that can happen. I don't have any ability like them. And Uddhava also prayed like that. So this is the greatness, that he is Akhila Prada, but now here he is like he cannot give anything. What can a child give? He comes to that position because of that. So Devakya Putropi Tasam Payamsi Alam Apibat Natu Tasyayati Tatopi Tasham Utkarsha Dhvanita. So implied meaning here is that the gopis are superior to Devaki. Nacha Tasam Samsar Dhvams Lakshanam Phalameva Datavyam Asti Iti Vachyam. So then you cannot say yes.
Just going back one step, where he's saying that this state or condition of these gopis is superior even to that of Goloka. So
Not Goloka, Vaikuntha.
doesn't he say both? Or am I missing something?
No, he said that Tatascha Vaikuntha Sthite Golok Sthitescha Sakaya Tadrupa Eva Sthiti Tattadrupa Eva Sthiti Tasam Sarvotkashta. So what is your question?
So if he's saying that their condition is superior to that of Goloka, does that imply that the state that they're in is only the Gokula that manifests within the material plane, or can it also refer to the Gokula that's part of the eternal world?
The Gopi is in Gokula, not beyond Vaikuntha and Goloka. So Vaikuntha Sthite, Goloka Sthite, Sakashata Pitta Tadrupa Eva Sthiti Tasam Sarvotkashta. So superior to Vaikuntha is Goloka, and then beyond that is Gokula.
And this Gokula that's being referred to as superior to Goloka is also existing in Vaikuntha in the broader sense, correct?
Yeah.
As well as sometimes manifesting
Yeah.
within.
So the meaning is this, that he is actually making a point here that for these cows and these gopis, it does not matter that they have to go to Vaikuntha or they have to go to Goloka or they have to go here. Wherever they are best. That's what he wants to say. That Vaikuntha Sthite, Goloka Sthitescha Sakashat Tadrupa Eva Sthiti means to be situated as cow and gopi, Tasam Sarvotkrishta. That just be situated in that position of cows and gopis who have such relationship with Krishna, and that is the supreme position. Means not that okay, somebody is in Goloka or Gokula, then we are still talking about Salokya. But it doesn't matter. Their position that they are feeding Krishna, this is the Sarvotkashta. So therefore there is no comparison of that Putana got this position or someone else got that position. Their position is supreme. Nothing can compare to So that's why he says that nacha tasam samsar dhvans lakshanam phalam eva datamya vastiti vacha. Therefore, you should not say that they also have to be given the fruit of giving liberation to them, means destroying their conditioning in the material world. Why? Samsaro hi deha geha pati putra adi ashakti rupa. So what is called samsara, or existence in the material world? So existence in the material world is in the form of attachment. Attachment to what? Attachment to body, attachment to house, and attachment to relatives, husband, wife, children, brother, sister, all this. That is what is called samsara. So here they want samsara only. Because if he makes them free from their body, then becomes ayujya. So how they will feed milk? If they do not have asakti in the cows, where will the milk come from? So therefore this type of asakti which they have, and the family and children and relations which they have, this is not a samsara. So tavad ragadayostena tavad kara griham griham. Tavad moham grihi nigdo yam yavat Krishna tejana. Brahma said this in his prayers, that the main problem is raga, asakti, attachment. So he says tavad ragadayostena. It is like a stena, like a thief, because it takes away our ability, our time, our life, which is meant to serve Krishna. So it steals away. We become busy in the objects of our attachment, right? We have a responsibility towards family, towards relations. So then we have to work for them. We spend time for them. So then our time is stolen. So who is stealing the time? Raga. So therefore Brahma says, Tavad ragadayo stena, Tavad kara griham griham. So griham and kara griham. Kara griham means prison. So house is like a prison, especially if you live in Vrindavan because of monkeys. Then you have to close yourself from all sides, right? Self-made prison. So then the house is a prison, and moha is like a shackle. You are tied. Moha is again that asakti. When asakti becomes too much, that becomes moha. Then you cannot see things clearly. So he says these things are thief and they are prison and this shackle only as long as one does not become your devotee. Yavat Krishnana tejana. But once somebody becomes your devotee, then this is not a bondage. So that's what he is saying here. So nacha tasam samsar dhvans lakshanam phalam eva datavyam asti. He says not only that this result of becoming free from samsara is not to be given to them. This is what other people want. That's why it says kavalyadi akhil prad. But this is not for them, because their asakti is for Krishna. Why is that? It says samsara means house, family, children, all this. So now he says tatra tasam deha sambandhi stanyamritam Krishna pibiti. So they need body. Why? Because if body is not there, then there is no milk. If the gopis don't have body, then from where will they feed? So their body is needed by them. Deha. This is the first attachment. So therefore it says their deha is deha sambandhi stanyamritam krishnam pinti. The milk which comes from their breast, that Krishna drinks. So therefore they need it. So you cannot give them freedom from that. And Gehe Krishna khelti. In their house Krishna plays. So they have to have a house, nice backyard, front yard. So if the house is taken away, then where will he play? And Pati Krishnasya Pita. The husband is Krishna's father. So now you say, make me free from husband. So that means Krishna will have no father then. He will become with single parent. These days many children have single parent. Father is not there, divorce. So he is not. Putra Swam Krishna. Then attachment to children, he says Krishna himself is the son. So now how can that be given up? Iti tadadya asaktehe samsaratvam na ghatta itya. So therefore their asakti is not the asakti, the attachment as we see in the material world, which is called as samsara. Their asakti, the attachment which they have, that is desirable by others. Everyone else wants such asakti. So therefore, for that he speaks this tasam aviritam, the second sloka. Sutekshanam sutbhavanam. So they considered him as their son. Aviratam Krishna kurvati nam sutekshna. So non-stop, continuously, without any break, they considered Krishna as their son. That is the meaning of sutekshna, sutbhavanam. Na tu kalpate na ghatate ajyan sambhavaiti. So samsaro gyan sambhava na kalpate. That is not possible for them. Jnaninam brahmanubhava eva tavat sansaritva bhava pratipadakah brahmanubhavadapi shanta bhaktanam brahmataya bhagavad anubhava shrestha tatopi dasya bhavata bhagavata prabhutvena anubhavo bhagavad vasikaratkat shrestha tatopi sakhya bhavatam sakhitvena bhagavad vasikaratishreyat tatopi vatsalyavatam sutatvena anubhava shrestha iti sansara bhavopi kamutyam bhaktir samat sindhor avgantam. So now he says that this attachment, etc., this is what jnanis want. That's why it is called mukti. Because mukti means that you become free from all your attachments, your bondages, which are cause of your suffering. So that for them it is not kalpate, it is not possible, it is not to be given, nor they want it. Why? Says for jnani brahmanubhava eva tavat sansaritva bhav pratipadaka. For jnanis, what do they want? Brahm satyam jagat mithya. That this jagat is mithya, only Brahman is there, and that's what we want. So then everything he says. What is that? Sankaracharya, Kotav Mata, Kotav. So who is your mother? Who is your... When this slug? Yeah. So what is this? It's nothing. So that's what they want. But better than that, better than Brahmanubhava, the experience of Brahman, is Shant Bhaktanam Brahmataya Bhagavanubhava. Better than that is the Shant Bhaktas of Krishna who think that Krishna is personification of Brahman. So Brahmano hi pratisthaham. So So Pratishtha, they say, means Murti. That he is the Murti of Brahman. So that's the Sant Bhakta, think like that. But they are superior to the other one who has no Murti. That Kavalya. And then superior to them, Shanta Bhakta is Dasya Bhāgavatam Bhagavata Prabhutvena Anubhava, where they have experience of Krishna being their master, that they serve. So Shanta Bhaktas do not do any seva. They just meditate. They would like to sit in some cave alone, meditate. And they are very happy with that. They don't do any personal service. So therefore better than that is Dasya Bhakta. So like Hanuman says, I don't want mukti, I only want seva. And then superior to that, Tatopi Dasya Bhāgavata Bhagavata Prabhutvena Anubhavo Bhagavad Vasikaratvat Sreshta Tatopi Sakhya Bhavatam Sakhitvena Bhagavad Vasikara Atishayat. And this becoming Dasya also they control Bhagavan, because if you do seva to somebody, that person comes under your control, becomes dependent on you. So better than that are the sakhas with whom they play with him, they give, joy to him. So therefore their control is even higher. Vashikara Atishayat. And then superior to that is Vatsalya. Sutatvena Anubhava, where the devotee experiences Krishna as their child, like Yashoda, the gopis. So they are superior to the sakhas. So iti sansara bhavepi kamutyam bhakti rasamit sindhor avgantam. So he says that this is described in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, that this type of sansara bhav is not required by them because it is not appropriate, na kalpate. So they are superior. Although they do not have samsara bhav. Generally we think that those who are free from the samsara, they are superior to samsaris. Right? Jnanis are superior to karmis. But he's saying that these devotees, although they do not have samsara bhava, still they are better than those who have samsara bhava, who are liberated, who are free from samsara. They are superior to them. So that is the meaning of na kalpate. Means it is never possible. Na puna kalpate rajan sansaro jnanasam. So any question on this?
Can I ask two questions actually?
Yes.
So the first one is from today's lecture, where we spoke about samsara bhava, and if one looks at one's family child as place for Krishna, like it was mentioned, is that only in context with gopis? Because wouldn't that in the samsara world can be considered ahangaropasana?
Ahangaropasana means?
So if we see our child as Krishna, or our wife as Gopi, or our home as place of Krishna, is that the way one should think and kind of
No.
Is that only for?
No, that is for them because Krishna is actually present there.
Okay.
They're not imagining. They're not imagining that this boy is Krishna. And that boy is actually Krishna. So
And
now
the second question, Maharaj. Sorry. Go ahead.
you can think that your children, your wife, they all belong to Krishna. Because that is the reality. Seeing them Krishna is stretching imagination little extra. Of course, ultimately everything is Krishna. Sthashnu cha charishnu cha. Krishnam janata. Says know everything to be Krishna. Vasudeva sarvamiti. But that is not the meaning of it. You have to understand statements with ekvakyata. Otherwise people tend to take the statements and then interpret in their own way. Yes, next.
So this one is from the previous lecture, Pavan Maharaj, where we were talking about the Putana's bhav versus and how Krishna was merciful. Then we spoke about offenses that to the deities. We said some people look and say, how can Krishna take offense if he commits some offense here in the material world? Because Krishna is beyond karma, with the example of Sishupala. So if an understanding would it be anything that is in Shastra where we have right or wrong, can we understand it like this, where when there is a child, we might tell him, if you do your homework, then I will buy you a treat. Or if you don't do your homework, then I will take away your playtime. So this reward or punishment is more to get to a point of understanding responsibility, where once a person grows up, you don't have to tell the person, hey, you have to do a job to support the family, or you have to fold your clothes, or you have to do your chores. Somebody doesn't have to tell them that there is a reward or there is a punishment. It just you just become mature. Is that the purpose of Shastra? Is that the way we should understand it? That all of this is said to elevate the person to reach to that point?
Yeah, that is one of the way, because you see, there are two ways that you act. One is you act on injunction. When you think that something is good for me and I do it. And the other is you do it out of liking. So when you have a liking for thing, then you do it without any injunction, without somebody prodding you to do it or forcing you to do it. So bhakti is natural, but when we do not have it, so then we do it with understanding that it is good for me, so I should do it. But once we have it, that's why Rupa Goswami made 3 divisions of sadhana bhakti, bhav bhakti, and then prema. So bhav means that now it becomes natural, it becomes your bhav, it becomes your state of existence. So then it is natural. So then you don't make mistake, because now bhakti itself is guiding you to do what you are doing. So this is also we have to understand that many times when you see in Shastra stories, it's very difficult for people to understand. To find fault is easy. That why he did like this, why he made a mistake like this. But actually when you are situated in the bhava platform, say somebody like Parikshit Maharaj or Sukdev Goswami or all these devotees, so they are doing something that it may look like to us that it is a mistake. But actually they are just being guided by their bhav. That's all they do. So from our point of view, it may look wrong or immoral. But for them there is nothing like that. So Narada Rishi, he cursed Manigriva and Nalkubara. So it may think, well, he is a sage. A Brahmana is supposed to be samdam titaksha, right? So tolerate why he got angry. That he is very egoistic. These guys are having fun, what's your problem? Right? So that means you became jealous of them. I mean, people will analyze it like this, from modern psychology point of view, the Freudian analysis, they do it like that. So from Freudian analysis, you'll say that actually Narada Muni must have sex desire. And he saw that these two boys are having fun with young girls and he is not able to do it. So he became jealous. Right? Kamat krodho vijayate. So he had the repressed sex desire and that turned into anger. So then he cursed them. Otherwise, why should he curse? If you are walking and somebody is taking a dip in the river or doing something in the park, will you get angry at that person? No. What you have to do, their life, your life, your life. And this is what people will say now. He says, who are you? This is a free world. If I am enjoying here with girls, what's your problem? You want to enjoy, you get your girls. Right? So this is modern understanding. So they analyze these stories like that, and it makes perfect sense from their point of view. So yeah, this is Freud said it. So Freud is the Acharya. Now you have to understand Bhagavatam from Freud. Vyas Sukdev, they went away. So Sukdev was naked and Vyas was going behind him. Right? Visamapi anuyantam. Paridadhuna sutasya iti vichitram. Prichati munavtav jagdu. Tavasti stripum bheda na sutasya vivekta drishti. So that you have a problem. And we can see that. So that's why we covered our body. Your son, he is a vivekta drishti. So now you can analyze it from Freudian point of view. That Sukdev, he was on some drug. Because he is described like that. Words are also said that Gudho mudha iva iyate. Tasya putro mahayogi. Right? Samdrik nirvikalpaka. So Gudha mudha iva iyate. Mudha means intoxicated. Right? Moho vachitya. Moha dhatu means vachitya. When your mind goes into an altered state, that is called moha. Vachitya means altered state. So mudha is that. So he appeared like that. So you can do so many interpretations. So the thing is that they are in a different state of mind because of their devotion, and their bhava is different. So they are taking certain action. From our point of view, it may be wrong, but they are seeing from another angle and they have a better vision. That's why they are called Rishi. So they are drashta, and they see things and they act only for everybody's benefit. They cannot harm anybody. Even if they get angry, that also is their blessing. So
on a self, how does one...
Anugraha. Yes.
So how does one figure out what's one's true motivation is if one is doing something? Like if I am doing something, I don't know. I mean, how will I know whether I am actually motivated by bhava bhakti, or should I just assume that it's just prakriti acting? How? I mean, is that why Guru is needed to kind of make us see?
Yeah,
I might think I'm.
In the beginning, you need guidance. In the beginning you need guidance, but then when you have a understanding, you advance, then you can understand. It's not that you will not understand, but in the beginning stage we don't have the clear idea. And then we need guidance. Anything else?
Thank you, Maharaj.
Babaji,
I'll go ahead, Fatima. Thank you, Babaji.
I have a question about this yogata, which is talked about, which the Brajvasis have. That Krishna gave that yogata to them. So we are talking about Brajvasis who are Nitya Siddhas, right? So usually in such a case when something is anadi, we would not say that Krishna is the cause of it. Like we don't blame Krishna for being in the material world because it's just how it is. It's anadi, so there's no cause for it. So in the same way, how can one say that he gave them that qualification since they have it anadi and he's not really willingly giving it to them, like choosing it because that's how it is? Isn't that the same?
Yeah, it is. The meaning is that ultimately the whole point of Bhagavatam is that there is only one absolute reality. Vadanti tat tattvadas tattvam is jnanam advayam. Otherwise everybody will become independent. So you have to always keep in mind, that's what I was saying, that there is always a ekvakyata or unity of the sense in the Shastra. And it has to be understood that way only to get the proper understanding of Shastra. Because those people who have written it, they have proper understanding and they know exactly what they are writing and why they are writing. So they are not confused or they are not having improper understanding like we can have. We may write one thing in one place, another place we can contradict ourselves. So they are not like that. So therefore we have to keep that in mind, that this is just to make us understand that ultimately there is only one tattva. So giving here is just like, we are considered as part, Mamaivanso Jiva Bhuta. So how can you be part if you are also eternal and there he is also eternal? When did you become part? And are we part like the hand is a part of the body? Not like that. So the sense is that it is dependent, we are not independent. Like the part is not independent of the whole. So in that sense we are not independent. So that's why it is called Shesha Sheshi Bhava. So the idea of controller and controlled. So that is the way of saying it, that it is part. Mamaivanso Jiva Bhuta Jiva Loka Sanatana. So it did not happen in a particular time. So, but somehow we have to understand it. But how everything is related to one absolute reality. So all the Krishna is doing all this, but he is also Swayam Bhagavan. Krishna is to Bhagavan Swayam. So these sutras have been spoken in the beginning of Bhagavatam. And that's why they have been spoken there, so that you understand first what is the tattva. Now that same tattva is performing his Leela. So now we see it from Leela point of view. But that does not mean that he is not Swam Bhagavan. But we don't have to see him all the time like Swam Bhagavan means. As soon as you hear the word Swam Bhagavan means he is some big boss. So the idea is that this prema is also not something which is independent of him. That is the meaning. It is also his Ladini Shakti. That is the point. So just like saying that somebody is an Amsha means dependent. So here also same that he gives this yogyata, this qualification means that they are also not some independent of him. That is significant. And then beyond that is to show the power of prema. That how he is Swam Bhagavan, but he is controlled by it. But still it is his own energy. Bhushan.
Balakrishna, I have a question. As you mentioned, that Asakti towards Sri Krishna is highly praised. It is not supposed to be given like the Japanese advocate.
Something is wrong with your mic. I cannot.
Let me try changing the mic.
You are muted now. Cannot hear you at all.
Is it okay now?
Yes.
Oh, it's okay then. Okay, it's okay. It's audible, right? Okay. Okay, my question is regarding this attachment, which is praised, it is not supposed to be given up, as was mentioned. The question is that could be raised is that when Mother Yashoda is as attached to Krishna, and when there is trouble in the village, like Putana is coming or Kaliya and so on, so you can see that Mother Yashoda Mata fades or has anxiety and so on. So then what could, it seems that this is an undesirable state of mind, but I guess it is not. So then it seems like a duality, but it's not. So how does one understand that this waiting and this anxiety or worry about Krishna is also something, it's a very desirable state?
Well, for that you have to understand what is prema.
Okay.
So these are the effects of prema. When you read, if you studied Alankar Kaustubha, you may remember there we had all this bhav and bhav, sanchari bhav. So these are the products of that preeti. What happened to the... Why don't you... What? Anything else?
Yes, Haribol Babaji.
Haribol.
Should I ask tomorrow or is it?
You can ask now.
Yeah, it's just to be sure I understood when we said that Krishna is controlled by devotee who have sakabhav. I mean, from our point of view, we say controlled, but actually, from their point of view, it's they don't want to control him. It's just some eagerness to play, some eagerness to see him out of love. So that's to express their prema, isn't it? I just want to be...
It does not mean that they want to control, but when love is there, you become controlled by love. So he is showing why they are better, because there is when more love, then there is more control. If somebody loves you, you become controlled by that person. Naturally.
Yes.
That person is not trying to control you.
Yeah.
But you naturally...
That was...
But you become controlled.
Yes. Thank you.
ऊपर बैठ जाओ.
Maybe explain how Preeti you mentioned is, normally we think of it as some quality that someone has that resides in some person, but it is actually also a substance, a spiritual substance, which then assumes forms and does also activities. So it is both from Nyaya point of view, it is Dravya guna and karma also, I suppose. And also you use the word Shakti, so it's some ability to do something.
Yeah, that's how it is.
So when we...
It's like here now these days there is a common saying, they say that thoughts are things. You ever heard this statement? No? This is one of the way of, what is that called, this promotional talkers, motivational speakers. They talk this, that thoughts are things. Means if you think, then it will turn into thing. And this is what Sankhya is also teaching. What is Prakriti? We think of Prakriti some matter. It's not like that. It first becomes Mahatattva, which is just thought. Then becomes Ahankara. What is Ahankara? It's some solid object like this. So it's coming from that subtle, we call it subtle matter, but actually it's energy. Matter, it becomes only at the level of Panchabhuta. Before that it's only energy. So energy is matter, matter is energy. Here also this is the whole quantum physics. So in the spiritual world it's called quantum. Without nuclear reactors. You don't need uranium to turn that into energy. It happens like that. Okay, next time now let's do this. Tomorrow.